Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's the Fair Catch Sports Show. Once again, I'm Julius. Sorry about that. Trying to get settled in, and that's Elise or AJ, whichever one you know her by. Hey, sorry for the late start. Blaming that on me, but I'm glad you guys are tuned in. Hope everybody had a great week and weekend. Today is Veterans Day, so I want to get that out the way. Uh, Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow vets. Thank you for your service. We really appreciate y'all. I know I get thanked all the time, but I want to thank those that served alongside me. So
Yes, happy
yeah,
Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. You included, Julius.
appreciate
Like,
that. Appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys' service for this country absolutely 1,000%. So
Mm. And
make
yesterday,
sure you get recognized and appreciated for the work you've done to serve this country.
yep. And then yesterday was the Marine Corps birthday. I posted on Facebook, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday for those my fellow Marines from yesterday. Yeah, hey, simplified like always. Once Marine, always Marine. Uh, you know, but yeah, we're gonna get this show started. We ain't gonna waste too much time with you guys. So your thoughts about yesterday? What are you thinking? You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Flus has lost his team at this point. That was evident yesterday. Like, they're just out there going through the motions yet
Right.
again. They
Yep.
scored 3 points the whole game against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Like, this team coming in only had, I think they said, like 6 sacks or something. They had nine yesterday.
Yep.
Nine total.
Mm.
This is a team that doesn't generate sacks like that. This is a team that can't move the ball consistently and can barely score 20 points a game.
Yep.
Yet they held our offense to 3 points.
Mm.
Three lousy points. I
Yep.
I mean, at this point, I what do you want me to say? Like, everything is wrong with this team. Everyone is getting blamed for me. Matty
Yep.
Berflus for never having this team ready ever. One of your strengths was the fact that you were good at home. You just showed up and just like
Stunk.
laid down, snap one.
Mhm.
Shane Waldron's in over his head. That's apparent. That's been apparent for the past 3 weeks. You know, yes, the offensive line is beat up, so they're struggling now more than ever. But that's on Chris Morgan for not having those guys ready, not putting them
Ready
in a
to go. Right.
position
Right.
to be successful. Right? I put this on everybody: Cole Kmet, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, everybody for not getting open. Right?
Yep.
You know, Shane Waldron for not scheming guys open. And then Caleb Williams gets blamed in this too. I know people want to give him, oh, well, he's a rookie and blah, blah, blah. And, the offensive line's bad. Play calling's not good. I get all of that. I really, really do. But at
Yep.
the same time, Shane Waldron isn't the reason he's missing throws.
Nope.
Shane Waldron isn't the reason he's holding on to the football too long.
Absolutely.
Shane Waldron isn't the reason he ran into about 2 or 3 sacks yesterday. Like, some of this is on Caleb Williams. And I'm tired of people trying to find excuses, right? I'm sick of the excuses from everybody. From every single person, I'm just sick of the excuses. I'm
Mm.
sick of them.
Yep.
Like, everybody needs to be better, point blank, period. Like, everybody, every single person.
Everybody.
And and you know, I thought Caleb did some nice things yesterday. But he also did some bad things that he needs to get better at, because at the end of the day, he's the quarterback for this team. He's the leader for this team, and he has to get these guys going, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has to get these guys going. He has to be like, "Okay, guys, like, let's huddle up here. Let's get this play. I know we've run this play 1,000 times, and let's execute it." That type of thing. So,
Absolutely.
um, he's at fault too. I would put him at about, out of everybody, he'd probably be last on my list
Mm-hmm.
in terms of assessed blame. I guess is how I would. Number one is definitely Matt Eberflus. We already know this. Matt
Yep.
Eberflus is a clown, and
Absolutely.
the fact that we refuse to fire him is beyond me. That makes me mad. Number two, Shane Waldron. Don't even get me started. Like again, in over his head. Like I swear that man just he's just there. He got a paycheck. I don't know how he won. Actually, you know what? I probably do know. But I don't know how he won over Matt Eberflus. I don't understand. Like, okay. And then number three, Chris Morgan. Chris freaking Morgan. Oh, whoa. My face got big. Chris Morgan. He never has these guys ready. Even with our best five, they don't seem like they're ready. They don't know how to pick up a stunt, to pick up blitzes, to block the man in front of them. Like it's just it's so crazy. The the amount of missed blocks and missed assignments that I see week in and week out. Number four, the receivers and tight ends, basically your skill positions. Yes, the scheme is not helping you out. I completely understand that. I get it. Not mistaking that at all. Because the scheme is terrible. The scheme is straight horrible. But you're Keenan Allen, bro. You was able to get separation in Los Angeles. DJ Moore was able to get separation last year. Same with Cole Kmet. So I know these guys can get open. Rome got open in college a lot now. Granted, it's college, but still. So these guys can get open, and I think they all need to put in a better effort of trying to get open so they can help Caleb out better in the grand scheme of things. And then last on the list is Caleb Williams. He's a rookie, so he gets a pass from me. I had no expectations for him anyway, but I do think that he isn't void of criticism because of that. I do think he needs to play better because he is the quarterback for this team. As he goes, they go. So, because when he was riding high and everything else, guess what? That's everyone was clicking. When he was putting up 4 touchdowns and 3 touchdowns, that's because everyone was clicking. So he needs to click so everyone else can click. So, that's how I would rank this whole thing. I I'm just disappointed because you could tell just how the players talk, how they respond, that they have no energy in endorsing Matt Eberflus. They have no energy in endorsing Shane Waldron, right? And yet somehow both of them are still here. Both of them are still coaches for the Chicago Bears. Like it's just why waste the energy? This is why I was telling Sam this. Is the play calling too much for Caleb and need to be done up? Yes. Yes. I know people don't want to hear that, but yes. But that's all these young quarterbacks in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you look at it so I was watching the Sunday night game last night, right? The first half, guess what the Texans did? They dumbed down the playbook for CJ
Mm-hmm.
Stroud, and that's how he got to cooking again. Then, out of the second half, guess what? They start adding too much. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
they opened up the playbook and he was not ready for that. He was not ready for that. He started throwing interceptions. His
Yep.
head was going at 30 gazillion miles an hour again, and I'm like, why'd you go back to what wasn't working? These young players, some of them just aren't ready for all of that at one time, to consume that much information at once. They need to keep it simple. Run the plays Caleb is good at. That's
Right.
where he's at right now. That's not a problem though either. Look at what the Panthers have done since putting Bryce Young back in the lineup, right? They only call plays they know he can run. They only call plays he's comfortable with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
they're not asking him to go out there and launch the ball 50 times and throw for 300 yards. He's
Mm-hmm.
not there yet. That's not his skill level. And the Panthers are like, you know what? Just manage the game. Don't turn the ball over,
Mm-hmm.
and let us handle the rest. And that's how they're on a 2-game win streak, because they're not asking Bryce Young to go out there and be the hero. Just
Yep.
control the ball. Make the plays when we ask you to make the plays, and let us handle the rest. This is like, I don't know why that's a problem. I just don't understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
As Caleb gets into the league more and matures and grows in this game, then you can add more to his plate, right? But
Hmm.
he's not ready for that right now, and that's not necessarily a problem.
No, it's not.
It's not a problem at all, and I think that if we're gonna throw these young guys into the fire, we need to be willing to have stuff dumbed down. That kind of sort of like what the Commanders are doing with Jane Daniels, right? Like
Right.
his scheme is basic, but that's because that's the level he's at. He's a rookie quarterback, right? They can open it up when they feel he's ready, but they're not going to open it up right now.
For what? Why would you?
Why would they? When
It's
what they're
successful.
doing when what they're doing is working. Why? Like that doesn't make sense to me. And so I think for Caleb looked at what worked during our win streak, right? What was working? We were running the ball and we were giving Caleb easy completions.
Yep. Play action,
We
boots, all the
play
same stuff
action,
we've been
boots, all
saying.
that, move in the
All
pocket,
that.
all of it.
Yep.
That's when we were at our best. That's when Caleb was at his best, right?
Yep.
You turn away from that, you start adding more things to the playbook that he's just not ready for.
Hmm.
And you're having situations like this where you speed up his internal clock. He's getting skittish in the pocket. He starts taking sacks he doesn't need to be taken. Go back to what was working. Go back to running the football. Okay, like this just isn't rocket science to me. This isn't a hard novel concept. Now credit to Detroit. They were stopping the run. They stuffed Joe Mixon all night.
Hmm.
So good for them. But even still, like you still weren't calling plays that put the Texans offense in a position to succeed. Jared Goff threw 5 picks last night.
He did.
He threw 5 picks last night. Like
He
your
did.
defense came up with 5 takeaways.
He did.
There is no excuse for you to lose that game if your defense comes up with 5 takeaways.
Hmm.
That's just like that is inexcusable. You can't. But then again, you turned the ball over about 3 times, so
Yeah.
I guess you weren't really trying to win. You never put up points after those interceptions. You never capitalized off of them,
Nope.
and
Bring it to your wing.
because of that, you lost the game.
Absolutely.
But also in fair game, CJ Stroud deserves blame for that L too because he just hasn't played good in a few weeks. Some of that's on him. I get his
Yeah.
offensive line isn't good either. Same with this is like Caleb and the Bears to me. At some point, these guys deserve criticism as well. You can't be afraid to criticize these people because at the end of the day, they're part of the team as well. So if you're gonna blame one person, you got to be willing to blame everybody in this situation, right? Um,
Yeah.
yes, Caleb loves the big play, but that's all these college kids. They love the big play. Because in college, guess what? They can wait all day for the big play to develop, and they're able to see those big plays turn
Hmm.
into points and touchdowns and
Yep.
things like that. In the NFL, you learn quickly you can't be waiting all day because you will get your head knocked off. They will knock you off your butt, and
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
they that just doesn't fly. So, a lot of these young quarterbacks come in not knowing how to, hey, just take the check down, bro. That's
Yeah.
what you need to be doing. Like you
Take
watch
it.
the older guys, like you watch someone like Kirk Cousins and like Russell Wilson, like they're willing to just take that touchdown, that check down. They're like, you know what, bro, I'm about to get my behind rocked. Let me just throw it to my hot read right here or my running back, right? That's what
Death
these
by a
older
million
guys are
cuts.
willing to do. They're
Death by a
willing to do
thousand
that.
cuts. Death by
Hmm.
a thousand cuts. They don't care.
They do
Tom
not
Brady.
care.
Tom Brady used to check down
King.
the whole game and would
Yep.
tear you up.
And
But yet,
destroy you. Jared Goff did it last night for
Jared
one of
Goff
his
did it last
touchdown
night. Yeah.
passes.
Man.
One of his
Matter of
touchdown
fact,
passes was a check down, bro.
we were talking about early in the season, Detroit, that OT game where they
Yeah,
basically walked down the field with check downs and
with
David
check downs.
Montgomery running the
Yep,
ball and they won the game.
and they won the
Why
game.
we won't do that is beyond me.
Like,
It's like,
like sometimes just take the check down because that's what the defense is giving you. Fine, right?
That ain't the
Trust
coaching
your
no more.
trust your playmakers to make a play. Right? That's how I see it. Heck, even Drake May had a nice little check down to Ramondre Stevenson that I think it picked up
mhm.
like 20 yards. And I'm like, why can't we do that? I'm sitting
They
here
made
watching. I'm
mm,
watching Ramondre Stevenson just run free grass in front of him. I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Where's the run
Making it
defense?
hard, making it hard
Make
And
it
ain't the
because
coach
making
no,
it hard.
and
Joey
ain't the
Sly
coach
was
no
out
more.
there just having a
yeah, that's
field
true.
day at Soldier Field. Joey Sly said, "Oh, you need 3 points?
I
Okay."
got you. Don't even worry about it.
Like, dang, bro. Like that
Yeah, they just
touchdown to Jalen Polk was nice too, though. You know why? They rolled Drake May out of the pocket and let him scan the whole end zone. They let him scan the whole field. Guess what? Boom, right to Jalen Polk. Like, like it. Why? And this is the Patriots we're talking about, right? The Patriots are one of the most. It's not even that they don't have talent. They have some talent, but they're not that great of a team, right? Their offensive line is also in flux. They were talking about that on the broadcast. That was like the 11th offensive line matchup they've had in like 10 weeks. Like they're
insane.
constantly switching their offensive line
Hmm.
week in and week out. Yet Drake May was out here. He wasn't great, but he also looked better than anything we were putting out.
Hmm.
He led scoring drives. Whether it was 3 points, 7 points, he was leading scoring drives.
Yeah,
We only mustered up 3 points.
absolutely.
Are
And
you
I'm pretty
shocked?
sure that was off a turnover. That was off a Drake May interception. That was it. That was off a Drake May interception.
Goodness. Yep.
Because every time else we got the ball, guess what? We couldn't move. 3 and out. Tory Taylor. Torley Taylor, his first punt was terrible. Only went for like what? 14, 15 yards. I think it might have got blocked though. It looked like it got tipped. But I'm just like, yeah, it's just not our day. Like I could hear the boos on my TV screen. I can hear the boos.
Yeah, it's
I can hear
bad.
the fire flute chants in the fourth quarter.
It's bad.
Like
They gotta do
it's
something,
just
man. They gotta do
it's
something.
bad. And then you got Green Bay coming off a bye at
Hmm.
home on Sunday, and
And
you
you
don't
know it.
even know who your offensive coordinator's gonna be.
And you know Green Bay gonna come in here and try to stomp a mud hole in
Bro,
us and try to prove a point.
Jordan Love already said he coming for blood. He felt his dude got done dirty, so he coming for blood.
Yeah.
Like it's
Are you
just,
really?
bro.
Are we shocked though? Are we really shocked though?
No, go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just
No,
listening.
it's just like it's funny to me at this point. It really is
It
because
is
like the writing was on the wall. Like
Hmm.
for
yep.
anybody to think this wasn't a possibility that we're at this point right now, you just weren't paying attention. Like you
Facts.
weren't being realistic of the situation because
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know why we think, especially in football, 1 to 2 players is going to change a whole thing around when
Hmm.
that's never been the case. Like at the end of the day, like I get it. We like to say the QB is the most important position, but it's not because the QB can't be the QB unless certain things are in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
And at the
Absolutely.
end of the day, I tried to tell people can be a huge possibility if we don't get the trenches right and the head coach and the offensive coordinator right. We didn't address the O line properly. We didn't address the head coach properly. We didn't address the OC properly. So therefore, this is the results we have.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't like Ryan Post and get
And oh,
he finna get
that's
some
another
smoke
thing.
real quick. He finna get some smoke real quick because
Ryan
I'm
Poles deserves blame in this too.
hell
Okay?
yeah,
He's had 3 years
absolutely.
to fix the offensive line, and he has yet to do so. Every year, we're band aiding the center position. Every year, we're picking up guys who are backups and trading them for capital.
Hmm.
Like, when is it enough enough, bro? Coleman Shelton's okay at bet. He's average. I wouldn't even say average because he only looked good against like the Panthers and
Yeah.
the Jags, right?
Hmm.
Bottom feeders. So like he's okay. He's middling. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been begging for 3 years for us to draft a center in the draft. Like there's year, okay,
What's up?
and last year. This year,
You
last
don't
year,
you don't draft a center in the first round.
It don't
I
matter. You should have drafted one of
don't
them
care.
in one of them damn rounds.
I
You
kept
had
In
on
one of the
trying,
what is
rounds,
it
like,
seven? It's
like
seven rounds. You had
I don't
six other
remember
rounds you
who
could have drafted. Hello.
you could have drafted back into the draft all you wanted to, honestly, but
exactly.
that's neither here nor there. But it's just funny. Like I
That
had this
Kyrie Omega G pick could have been a center instead
yeah,
of a tackle. Real talk.
like I remember we had this whole
Because
conversation
Van
with
Pratt was still
somebody.
there.
Sure was. Like I remember we had this whole conversation with somebody, and they was like, "You don't draft for needs." I'm like,
Yes.
"Who the
Yes,
fuck?
you
When
do.
did we
Yes.
start saying that?"
That's stupid.
So what do you
Like
draft
that's.
for if you don't draft for
I'm like,
need?
If you draft
apparently
for wants over
we
needs,
supposed
then
to we
you need
supposed
to.
to reach for the stars and we supposed to gamble.
If you drafting for
That's
wants
what
over
I was
needs,
told.
then you need to rethink life because that is wrong.
Exactly.
Completely
If you
wrong.
here's a perfect example why needs are more than wants, right? So Detroit was getting worked in the first half.
In the trenches too.
In
I
the
tweeted
trenches,
about
they
it.
were getting their ass towed
I
up,
tweeted about it.
right? Excuse my language. They were
Mm-hmm.
getting their butts towed up in the trenches. What happened in the second half? Who took over the game? It wasn't Jared Goff. It wasn't their offense. It was Panay Sewell.
Sewell.
So
That man
Took
started.
over the game
Yep.
himself.
Yep.
He is the reason they offense turned around. They said on the broadcast, if you were watching the game, I was watching bits and pieces. He took over the game, and he
Yes,
is
he
the reason
did.
they won. So this is why you need to get a need over a want. He is a need,
He
which we
was a
need.
need. He was a need when they drafted him in
but they
2021.
already
They
had a good O
they
line though.
they
No,
needed a
no,
they
they didn't.
needed a tackle bad. And guess what? They take the best tackle in the draft, unlike the Bengals. And I like the Bengals, and I like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. But I bet you if they redrafted now, they probably would have taken Panay
It's
Sewell.
it's
Hey,
like this,
and
bro.
that
Think about it. You got the 49ers. They're not their O line isn't as good without Trent Williams. The
And it
the
showed.
Colts, the
and it's
Colts,
showing.
the Colts offensive line is not as good without Quentin Nelson.
Oh yeah,
Detroit, Detroit's O line is not as good without Panay Sewell. We can go on and on.
right. If Panay
Baltimore
Sewell
is
got missed time, you better be counting your blessings.
when Ronnie Stanley was hurt for Baltimore, guess what they struggled
Cook
at? Running the ball.
Running the
And
ball.
now he's healthy. What are they doing?
They running
running
the
up
ball.
Lamar
Well,
has 8 years to throw the ball. Come on,
yep.
man. Like,
out here doing fadeaway
yeah,
throws.
this man
Facts.
jumping in the air. Just come on, dog. Come on.
But
Facts.
yeah, you don't draft for needs though. Well, I was told that.
Like
Don't
he's
draft for
had
needs,
plenty
Steve.
opportunities to
Don't do that.
draft linemen, bro. I don't understand. Okay, let's just say,
That's like,
all right,
hey, Steve, we should pass on Will Campbell. We don't
Yeah,
need that.
we
he
don't
could.
need them.
And people like he shouldn't have overpaid for McGlinchey or whoever else. I forget the other
And
guy.
McGlinchey looking real good right now.
Yeah, he is.
He struggled
Who's the
last year,
best? Who's the
but
best
Jawan
rookie?
Taylor.
Who's the
Juwan
best
Taylor.
rookie center right now?
Depends on the week, but I would say for me, Zach Frazier or Graham Barton.
Mm. And we had opportunity to get both of them, right?
We had a chance to get both. Jackson Powers Johnson played at center last week
Mm-hmm.
because their center
Mm,
got hurt. He played good there too. But you know
mm.
what? Let me stop. Cooper
We
Beebe
don't.
looks
You don't.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
As
Just saying, bro.
Cooper Beebe went one pick after us. I think it was or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I
In one
remember
of the
that.
Yeah.
rounds we had, he went a pick after. I was so heated.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, we just gonna change the quarterback and think he's gonna fix it all.
Yeah, I
No.
mean,
And now we
shoot,
gonna
why
blame
not?
him. Now we gonna blame him again. We gonna blame
Right.
him now. Now he's the reason why we can't score. Now he's the reason. Oh, he's missed out there. I will be missing passes too if I'm not in rhythm either.
So it's like, okay, so here's something that I'm thinking, and somebody mentioned this. I can't remember where I saw it at. Like, we drafted Rome when we should have just drafted the lineman. Don't get me wrong. I like Rome. I'm not hating on him. But we have three receivers that we can't get the ball to. What if we would have drafted a lineman or a center and wouldn't have to worry about throwing to three number one receivers? And only had two.
Man, we
Because
could
guess
throw
what?
to two. And a tight end. We ain't throwing to either.
Exactly.
The tight end, exactly. You just took the words right
Exactly.
out of my mouth. We ain't even using Cole
Nor
Kmet
nor are we using Rojo, who had
or
run
Rojo.
attempt.
Right. So
Exactly.
we got a want because everybody saw the video where he oh, we got a chance at Rome. Nigga, we didn't need him. You just traded for
I
Keenan
don't
Allen.
I don't care what
Right.
nobody
What
said.
you
I don't
doing?
care what nobody said. Caleb was a want too. He wasn't a
Yes, he
need.
was. Yes,
I
he
Both was
was.
wants.
I see. I was trying not to go there.
Bro, I don't. I'm ripping
I
the band-aid up.
Steve-O
I've
don't
been
care,
said it.
and I
It's a
love it.
want.
Steve-O
It's a
don't care, and
want.
I love it. Keep
Mm-hmm.
going, Steve-O.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I
Let you.
kept
Yeah.
telling
You go for
people
the
that,
clip.
and I'm like, y'all gonna sit here and y'all gonna try to do the same thing with Caleb. Start struggling. Now he's struggling. Y'all doing the same exact thing. Don't sit here and blame him now.
Yep.
You wanted him. You said he was gonna be the greatest thing walking,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
which we said nobody comes in and be the greatest thing walking, no matter what's around him. Y'all no lying it. You
Yeah.
wanted it. That's
Exactly.
what you wanted.
Why did
Mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud? Why was CJ Stroud so successful? Because he had an offensive line that was healthy majority of the season.
And
Now
I
that
mean,
they're
they're
hurt,
healthy. They're healthy now. The problem is Bobby Slowick don't adjust that half, bro. And
right?
again, he's putting too much on CJ's plate in the second half of games. He needs to cut
Yeah,
some of
but
that
I'm
stuff
saying
out of
like
the playbook.
they were able to play how they wanted to last year because their O line for the most part was healthy. So they didn't really have to worry about musical chairs and changing up their scheme a little bit because they knew this guy gonna be there, that guy gonna be there. I ain't worried about it. But now that he's had to figure it out, now we seeing chinks in the armor. You know what I'm saying? And it's not all on Bobby because, like you said, CJ
No,
got
it's
to play
not.
better. CJ got
CJ
to
got
play
to
better,
play better.
and he knows
The
that.
the offensive line got to play better. He admitted it last night. He was like, "Bro, I turned the ball over in the red zone twice. Like, or
Mm-hmm.
actually, the red zone once, and then the first play of the second half, the man
Throw a
throws a
pick.
pick." As Dan Campbell was talking about, they need
Car-
takeaways.
hey,
I had never
that
seen
was a
that
hell
in
of a
my
play.
life.
That was a
I'd
hell of a
never
play.
seen that before. This man was literally talking about we just need one takeaway at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Carlton Davis gets a pick literally the first play of the
Carlton
second half.
Davis, he made a hell of a play on the ball.
I was
Shout out to
just
him,
like, wow, bro. I'm
Carlton
like,
Davis.
right as this man is talking about they need a takeaway. That was the
And it
craziest
was
thing to
funny
see.
because a couple weeks ago, people was mad about Carlton Davis because he wasn't playing good. Now look at him.
He was playing fine. It's just that secondary is so good for Detroit. Like, dude, they got Kirby Joseph, who a dog, Brian
Mm-hmm.
Branch, a dog, like Carlton Davis, a dog.
Yes, he
Like, dude,
is.
you got three dudes who can make plays for you.
Yep.
Shoot, one week it's gonna be Carlton, one week it's gonna be Brian Branch, one week it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
Kirby Joseph. I mean, that's just how it's gonna be.
And it's
Like,
like, and with us, and so back to the Bears, it's the problem is they felt like, oh, well, the defense is good. They'll keep us in games, which is true. They're gonna keep you in most of these games. Like you ain't,
But for how long?
but but you're starting to see the
you have to
attrition,
score
right?
points though.
You're starting to see the attrition now. You're starting to see they not playing as good because they tired of just sitting out there, going out there every 2 minutes. Like, damn, we gotta go back out there again. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like now they're starting to show chinks in the armor. It's like, okay, the offense got to do something. But
Right, the offense
again,
got to put up points. 3 points is inexcusable, especially against the Patriots, bro. Come on,
so you got
come
it.
on.
So, and I said this in space yesterday. Like, we got to go back to what was working. Why are
Yep.
we trying to go back to what we did the first 2 weeks? Houston showed y'all the formula how to beat the
And
Bears.
and
It's
what did New
lead to
England do? And what
the
did New
same
England do? The
the
same
same thing.
thing.
And guess who else did it? Washington and Arizona
Washington.
and New
I
England
I
kept the damn
can't
formula going.
I can't keep expecting my offensive coordinator is just gonna get smart. I just can't. Like at the end of the day, like he been in the league long enough to realize playing fundamental football is the way to go in this situation. It don't take weeks. It don't take months. The fact he don't know this right now, that like when I tell you like when I have my all time like my hope bar is just at an all time low with everybody because it just
Mm-hmm.
how do I look at Ryan Poles today and these mugs are still in my coaches like I can't take you serious as a winner. You're not trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
You can't sit here and with a straight face and tell me you trying to win with this
With this, yeah.
stupidity around this. Like there is no there you can't you're going to mess a lot of things up just because you're being I don't even know what the word is. I don't know if you just being stubborn. I don't know if you just don't realize it. And that's the problem.
I don't think it's
It's
no
you
cohesiveness. You can tell, ain't no cohesiveness.
Right. There's
no, it isn't.
exactly.
So look at Detroit, right? You think the minute Ben Johnson get beside himself, what Dan Campbell gonna do? He finna fuss him out. He finna go in there cussing
You know
him
he
out.
cussed him out in that halftime locker room
He
after
did it
dropping them
last
two
year when
picks.
Ben
You
Johnson
know he
started getting
cussed him
beside
out.
his when Ben Johnson started getting beside himself. Dan Campbell cussed him out, and he even said in the media, he didn't tell y'all exactly what he said, but he basically told y'all we got to get back to what the hell we supposed to do. And guess what?
He
Detroit
cussed him
used that
out.
and
He
got to
cussed
the
him out
NFC
after that
Championship game.
Bucks game. He cussed him
Come
out
on,
after
man.
that Bucks game when Goff threw 55 times. Yeah,
He
no.
like, hey,
Guess
dog,
what
no.
happened? Since then, Goff hasn't even thrown more than 30.
So it's like the
Dan
head
Campbell
coach.
shut that down quick.
So the
But
head
the
coach
thing
is
is
the
with
problem.
them though, they can actually say, "Let's go back to what's working." We can't
Yeah, but
because even if you think about it, like I, I don't. I think I might have came on around the time we was the Jaguars and
mhm,
the two wins with the Panthers, and I was like, we're winning in spite of the coaching still. I'm
yes,
like the game
yes,
plan, the calling is still not good. Caleb, I was like, Caleb is playing in spite of what is being called out there, and he's not going to continue to be playing like this. It's just not going to happen. That's the recipe. He cannot continue to keep playing in spite of his head coach and his OC. There was stupid calls being called in. The only reason it wasn't that bad is because we playing against the Jags and the Panthers.
Didn't I
The
didn't
reason
I say
why,
that,
and
Julius?
it would, and then people like, oh, well, the Patriots is even worse. It's different when they now they don't believe.
Right, they
That was a
don't
team that still
believe
had
now.
belief.
they don't believe it. They
They
don't
don't
believe it.
care.
They're just going through the motions now. They're literally just
Absolutely.
going through the motions. And you could tell. I
Oh
saw
yeah,
more
it's
fight
all
from
their body language is terrible.
I saw more fight from the 3-14 team than I have this team who's a game under 500. What's
Yeah.
that tell you?
Well, they
That's
believe in
why.
they.
That's why I
They was,
won't sit here and people say we trash. No, we ain't trash. We just badly coached. It's that simple.
Right.
Because bro, a bad defense don't get an interception in the game. A bad
Right.
defense don't hold a team to any team under 20 points. We're doing that. It's like we rolled out of bed and played good defense just off merit that we just that talented enough. That's how I know it's not a talent issue.
no,
It's
This
we had a
team
coaching.
is not a talent issue. It's always been a coaching issue.
yeah, nah. 2 years ago, he had a bad defense. If you score 30 points in 4 straight games, your defense give up 31. That's a bad defense.
That's a
Right.
bad
That's a
defense.
bad
We
defense.
don't have a
And that
bad
was
defense
us.
at
That
all.
was us like 3 years ago when we
Yeah,
were like scoring 30 points and the defense gave up 31.
yeah,
Like,
terrible. That was a terrible defense. We ain't got that. But again, coaching, like if, and that's what I'm saying. Like Flus, if you are overwhelmed, right, just get a play call to Eric Washington. He know what he's doing. He called it preseason. Let him
He
right.
do it.
called it in.
If
He
you are
called it in the
overwhelmed, bro,
Bills.
Right. He called it with the Bills.
if you are overwhelmed, just give it up. Like your
That's the
your
whole point of you. You said you was gonna be CEO. Be CEO.
your hubris is hurting the team now, bro. Your
It's,
hubris and
it's,
lack of
it's
accountability
ridiculous.
is hurting the team, and you just refuse to change up. And then you got your boy Ryan Post, who's not doing anything better. You know what I'm
Bro.
saying? Not making any decisions that are helping this team. Like you holding on to guys and lowering their trade value, and then you don't get
Yeah, I
nothing.
mean, for real.
But then other people out here trading for all pro receivers for way
Fifth
less.
round picks.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
It's a city.
And and what I heard today is not good news for me. To hear that this whatever decision that's been made, which he's punking, I ain't saying that got on my nerves. But the fact
That
that
means
it was his decision,
that means he ain't changing nothing. He
His
just don't
decision,
want
what
to piss people off.
that either that or but the fact that the alarming things what he said was this was his decision alone.
to do
Excuse
what?
me.
For what?
Whatever
To
decision
change
he's made,
the
he said
Oh
he's
my
offseason.
making.
god, man!
I was like, you gave this pose. This is not the time.
Poles
This
gave
is
him
not the time.
autonomy for that. That's how I
I like
know
that's
Flus is
why
safe.
and that's why I can't take him
That's
serious. That's why I
that's
can't
how
take
I
him
know
serious no
Flus
more.
is safe. Poles is giving him autonomy to make that decision. That's how I know
You
he's
wouldn't
safe.
even
Like
you
no
wouldn't even
way, bro.
have that decision.
Right.
I
You
just
would
get
be
I
if
just
it were me,
allow
he'd be gone
how do
already.
wait. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not give him power to pick? He picked this staff. He told Pose, he told Flus, you not pick. So how it don't make sense. It don't make sense. It really
I'm a,
don't make sense.
I'm gonna even play devil's advocate because I mean I'm waiting to the end of the season to see what happens. But what if I just say this? In my mind, I feel like before the season started, there was a declaration made from the big boss to the GM, and the GM trying to cover his ass. So we gonna see what happens at the end of the season. If it goes the way I think it's gonna go, then y'all hear me talk about it. If it don't, then I ain't gonna say nothing. But I just feel like, to me, you see a bunch of people trying to cover their ass right now, meaning them two,
Which that's
and you're
never
seeing the
a good
results.
thing. That's
You know what
never
I'm
a good
saying?
thing because
Like
when you
you're,
start scapegoating, when you
yeah.
start scapegoating, you know your job's in trouble, bro.
And here's the thing,
You know
right?
it.
You know, why would you come into the season with the rookie quarterback trying to air the ball out the first two games? Who does that stupid stuff? Let me guess, the Bears, the people that are trying to prove to the world we
An
drafted the
idiot.
right guy. What? But then you go back to
Idiot.
what you're trying to acquiesce to the fans. You're trying to, hey guys, we got the right guy. Look at him, you idiots. Then look what
We know,
happens. So then,
we know we got the right guy if you just win.
Right,
right,
exactly.
right, we know that, right? So then when they go on the streak, it's like, oh yeah, we got the right guy. They start smelling themselves. But then, oh well, we smelling ourselves. Let's go back to what we tried to do the first two games. Well, guess what? Washington wouldn't have none of that. Arizona said we ain't having none of that, and then New England
New
said
England.
we going to triple down on what y'all can't deal with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying I'm not again. I'm not blaming Caleb for the issues with the offense. Yes, Shane needs to be better. Like it looks terrible.
Everybody
But the
needs to be
problem
better.
is, y'all are trying to make him make plays for what? You don't need to. You got too many people. Do short route. DJ is
And
good at what? Yak.
Yak.
yep,
Keenan is good at what? Work in the middle.
Yep.
Long
yep.
can go
And
deep and
why
intermediate, right?
they roles switched? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why this is the most you ever seen Keenan run 15 yards plus in his
Facts.
career.
They don't even use Roshan in between the tackles. Hardly ever. They don't even run him mid zone. Nothing. We all know DeAndre
Hell,
Swift likes to run outside zone and mid zone. That's what he likes
hell,
to do. They don't
Cole
use him that
Komet,
way.
Cole Komet, a goddamn lineman.
Yeah, and he can box you
Basically.
out. We don't use him as
Basically.
that. But Gerald Everett, whether you like him or not, is a matchup nightmare for most linebackers. But yet we don't
We don't
expose him
use
at
that.
all. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell going on. So I'm like, this is why when T finally get ready to get out his sabbatical, I want him to talk about it from an offensive coordinator's perspective, like what he think is wrong. Because we can sit here and say, oh, we think this is wrong, that wrong, but he actually has called plays. So he knows what's like when the head coach maybe has a different philosophy, and that's that may be going against what is best for the team. So that's why I can't wait till he
I
talk
think
about
that's
that.
fairly clear of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
The
Right.
marriage, there's no marriage. And this is why I think like people, when I say certain things, they kind of get lost with certain things because I'll be like, I don't put so much onus on like Caleb right now is because I expect this to happen in this situation. It's
Yeah,
like
Mm-hmm.
he's not married to the play calling, his feet not married to the play calling. That means he's going to be inaccurate. If he
absolutely.
don't believe in this coach, if the team around him don't believe in this call that he's getting in from his thing, that I'm also seeing that's taking him 15 minutes to get in, and every time he come into like he got 5 seconds to get the ball off, problem. Nobody's paying attention to that. It's so many things that we're asking a rookie quarterback to do, and it's the main reason why that whole little list that came out of all these players that's 25 years old and they're struggling. Why are they struggling? Because y'all didn't let this. You gotta find this quarterback in 3 years, and in his third year, he's just gonna figure it out because he's just this great. It's
Mhm.
never worked that way. Stop trying to change football to be that way. And football itself has been suffering ever since y'all adopted that philosophy.
What's a
It's
what's
the
a what
same reason why Tom Brady went off and said that's why QBs are not surviving like they used to be.
Yep,
Facts.
absolutely. He was
Facts.
speaking big facts. You know what I'm saying? Because the problem is there's too many talented QBs that don't get an opportunity to really show what they can do because the organization just is stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like you got all these young men that have great talent, but they don't get to showcase it because the organization's like, no, we need you to be the guy right now.
Right. You need to be
Even
the guy right now, today. And I'm
I
like,
think
but
Today.
not everyone's ready for that.
I think
Like,
we can all agree Bryce Young was done bogus as hell,
he was
right?
done
Yeah.
dirty.
Twice. Twice. The
Yep.
man got done twice bogus last year, and then this year with the way they went about benching him, right? But now look at them. They didn't won two in a row, and he's looked good 3 games in a row.
And
I
guess what
wonder why.
changed?
hmm They
Guess
started
what
believing in
changed?
him. Dave Canales believes in him now. Now he's calling plays that are what you said earlier, Elise, that he's comfortable
He
running.
he's
Mm-hmm.
comfortable running. This is not hard, right? This just isn't hard. You know what you and I said it. I said it. I'm like, this is the problem. This is why these young quarterbacks are getting benched, right?
Mhm.
These coaches don't want to take the time to develop these quarterbacks, right? They don't want to take the time to do that, right?
Right.
Like when Bryce Young got benched, I thought it was a terrible move, but that was me. But it ended up being the best thing for him, right? Right? Because he had to end up being the scout team quarterback. So that means he had to learn how to be, let's say, who they're matching up, Derek Carr. He had to learn how to be Derek Carr for a week, or he had to learn how to be what's a random Josh Allen or whoever, right? He had to learn to be all these kind of different quarterbacks. So he's learning all these kind of different mannerisms and things that he has to pick up, right? So now that he's in an actual game, he's like, oh, I learned this while playing scout team, or I learned this, right? All the defensive tendencies and things like that. So it's made him a better player, right?
Yes.
And so my thing is that's what you have to do with these young quarterbacks, right? If you're gonna put them out there day one, you need to be running plays they're comfortable with and that you know they can execute.
Right.
That's what you should be doing. Until they show you something else in practice or whatever, that they can handle something else, you give them stuff they're good at. You don't do anything else. Don't touch anything else.
Eh,
Don't add anything else. Nothing. Until they prove they can execute it multiple times in a week, not just once, but multiple times, then you can call it. But until
eh,
then,
you know,
don't add anything. Don't touch
you know
anything.
what's
Just do what works. It's not this hard. It's not
you know
hard.
what's so hilarious? You have these discussions with these stat nerds and everything, and these so-called tape watchers when they do it. Then you be sitting back and you hear them say shit like, "Oh, Jane Dance, he's not being asked to do much. I don't know why they think he's doing them." Do
Mhm.
you not realize he's in the MVP conversation because of that?
Because of
Yeah,
that.
because of that.
They don't care.
I've never understood that argument. Like they're not. Why do I want what? Oh, they're actually Caleb. He's able to do things. And I remember I asked this, and people got so mad at me. But does he need to be doing that right now?
Nope.
No,
Why do
no.
we need him to be doing that right now? It's cool that he can do it, but I also seen him check out of plays and get killed for it.
Yep,
He ain't bro. They are bringing 5 and 6 players consistently. Y'all
yep.
hear what I'm saying? Consistently. And he is struggling with
And
it.
he's not picking it up.
He's not
Nope.
picking it up, and neither is the old line. So
And I don't
why?
expect a rookie quarterback to do
E-
that. So therefore, I'm not
Exactly.
going to give him the liberty to do such.
So what
And
y'all would have
even
told?
Hello.
then, and even then, you see it with Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Jada has shown you that he can follow the system and do even more, and they still like, dude, stick to the system.
No,
Mm-hmm.
they on level 2. And here's something
Right,
that y'all.
bro. There's levels to this. The Caleb and all the other rookies should be on training wheels level. That's where you're at. You're on
Literally,
training
and
level
that's
wheels,
level one,
perfectly
one on
fine.
one, one
which
on
is
one.
And that's
perfectly
perfectly
fine.
fine.
You're at the basics, right? So you're at the point where you can hand the ball off and we'll give you easy completion stuff you can handle. Level two, semi training wheels. That means one training wheel is off. That means you can handle a little bit more, sprinkle a little bit more into here, right? A little bit more freedom. And then level three, the second
Yep.
training wheel comes off, and you can start audibling certain plays. Not all of them, but certain plays. And then level 4 or 5, yeah, you get full autonomy. Where Caleb Williams should be at is level one,
Mm,
training wheels. That's where he
yep.
should be at. That's what he is. He's a rookie, so he needs to be on training wheels level, right? Like
Hmm.
I should not be
Absolutely.
seeing him out here audibling plays, bro. He's not ready for that.
Which,
That's level five, bro. We need to be on level one,
yo,
okay?
I remember a play yesterday,
Maybe
and
level two by the end of the year if you're ready for that, but you're not ready for that either.
I
So
saw a
level
play
one.
yesterday that I knew we were overmatched. He audible. The linebacker was leaning in. As soon as he said it, he looked over and said whatever he said, and I was like, "Oh, they know what he's doing. They already know what it is." And guess what happened? Sack,
I
Set,
knew what it was.
sack. It was
set.
like, what the
I
hell,
got,
bro? I don't
I
even
got,
understand this. Like,
I
what are we
yeah,
doing?
that third down screen to DJ. Soon as DJ started moving, I yelled on live. I said, "That's a screen."
Mm.
I was like,
Yep.
bro, if I know that, you think the defense don't know that?
Let me tell you something.
Of course they knew that.
It's so funny because I remember you and T. We had a show last, like sometime in the last season, and you and him were talking about the Bears and how Getsy didn't go through the proper steps, with the offense. And y'all were talking about it, and like Alicia's broke it down. And it's like you said, even in the off season, we had another show. Y'all went back to that same conversation and said the same thing, and look what's happened. The Bears did exact opposite of what y'all said should happen. And it's like, but y'all was getting crap for it when y'all said it, but now it's like people want to spin the block like, well, maybe they were right. Well, if you just listen and stop worrying about who we talking about and worry about what's football one on one.
That's good.
This is
That's because
football one on one,
these people are worried about being right. Right? They're not. They don't actually want to learn the game of football and know what they're looking at. They just want to be right. They just want to have opinions and voices and things like that because they can. Not because they actually want to know the game and learn the game and understand what they're looking at every time they turn on their TV on Sundays. Bet you half those people don't know what they're looking at when they turn on their TVs on Sundays. Promise
Yeah,
you they
I,
don't.
Like it's so it is funny because it's like I get reassured it daily. Like I was on live watching the Bulls game. My dad was watching the LSU Alabama game, and he's a Bama fan. And all I hear is, "Oh my God, why y'all in shotgun?" I was like, because I'm telling he get it. He started to understand it. It's not. I love the game for. I love football first. And what bothers me and why I get so angry, people be like, Steven, why are you so mad? Like, stupid ass football makes me boil.
bro.
Exactly.
I
It
just
makes me boil. Like I
bro,
can't.
I can't even watch the game without getting mad no more. Like, and it's not mad because the Bears lose. It's mad because it's
It's,
stupid
it's
football.
stupid. That's exactly
Right.
what it is.
Stupid
It's not
stuff,
because we're losing. It's because how we look. We look
bro.
like children
Me and
out
T
there.
was just talking about. We was talking about the
Turn that
Arizona
game
game,
off halfway through. I ain't even
bro.
finished the game.
Bro,
I saw the play by play
no, we
by the
me
time they got to the second quarter.
so me
I
and
was
T
like,
usually talk
okay.
about the team, but like not lately. But we was talking about. So he watched the first half of the Arizona game. I was like, bro, I was sitting here watching the game, and my eyes were fixated on Andrew Billings the whole first half. I couldn't even watch nothing else, but I was fixated on it because it's like Arizona was double teaming him, and basically him and Dexter they were doing this the whole first half, and I'm like, Flus, put TJ Edwards or somebody in the middle because this is what they doing. They know y'all. This is the strength of the defense, and they are double teaming Billings and Dexter and doing this. And here goes James Conner running right up the middle, running right up the middle, running right up the middle, and then
DeMarcado, 55-yard touchdown. Like, bro.
like, what are we doing? Like, come on, man. How could these teams see this stuff on film, but we can't? I don't understand. Like,
It's like it's film. I'm seeing this real time. I'm
bro,
seeing,
it's
I'm
Right.
seeing watching this from a live stream on my computer or from watching it on my phone. I'm not even watching on
Exactly, bro.
TV. Like the fact that these dudes is getting millions of dollars and
mm-hmm.
on third and five or no, what was it? It was first down and empty set in the fourth quarter. I don't even know what play. We just all start running to the left.
What was
What
that?
is you doing?
What
Don't
was
look
that?
at don't look
That's
at me,
the
Steven.
that's the play.
Don't
What
look
That's
at
is
the
me.
you
play you decided to go with.
doing?
Come on,
Don't look
I
at
don't
me.
even know what that. I can't even tell you what. Usually when I play, I can think about what you trying to do. I don't know what he was trying. It looked like with my co-host Cavs. It looked like we was trying to run out the clock and take a knee.
Mm-hmm.
That what it looked like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have no explanation. That's when I be looking at people when they try to blame Justin, they try to blame Mitch, they try to blame Caleb, and I'm like, there are too many instances throughout this game
Mm-hmm.
where I'm looking at some of these play calls, and it's not like, okay, that was a decent call, they just ran that properly wrong, or that's the wrong person there.
Right.
I don't understand the concept of this play. I don't.
Exactly.
I'm trying to figure out why you think this play is going to work.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a problem.
So if the offense has looked disjointed for let's say 2.5 seasons, right?
10 years. No, beyond
Well, I'm
Right.
ten
just
10
years.
years.
well, I know 10 years, but I'm just talking about the last with flukes. I'm just talking about flukes. I ain't
Well,
talking
for
about
Flukes, three
everybody
Yeah.
else.
years. Yeah.
3
The
years.
last 2.5, 3 years, right? If it's looked disjointed this most of the time, the problem is him. Because
Yep.
I'm not saying Getsy is a good offensive coordinator because obviously he wasn't because the Raiders fired him.
He
Fired.
But
gave most.
Shane
Got
Waldron
his ass.
has good credit. He had good credit. So why his credit looking bad now? I'm gonna look at Flukes because our credit looked like crap for the last 3 years, and he been the head coach. So if our credit has been bad for 2 seasons, now it's bad half a season. I'm looking at Flukes like, what are you doing? What is your game plan? What are you telling me, your offensive coordinator? Because it's John looks disjointed as hell, and it shouldn't look this bad, especially with a guy that's been proven. Now he looks crazy. It's Flukes, man. I'm just saying. That's
No,
my
they
little
don't look
rant.
disjointed. They look broken.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
that too. But yeah, but remember the offense looked broken last year. Remember that? But yeah, people didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With significantly less around.
Less talent, just like I. And here's the thing, Caleb, he got to find a way to get Komet involved. I don't give a damn what
You
you got
do.
to do.
Yeah, you
You
do.
better you
He
slap
needs to
somebody,
force feed
something,
the
Like
issue.
no, like you need. He needs to abandon the big play. You
Yep.
cannot get the big play off right now
bro. Use your tight end. At least get in a rhythm, and then
and
everybody
run.
else will be good,
And
right? And
yep.
run the ball, like bro. Stop trying to go for
This
these
is
big
not
plays.
rocket
That's the big
science.
plays, bro. Come on,
This is not rocket science, bro. But
at all.
he didn't really like to use tight ends in college. So
I was gonna, you know what? I'm glad you said that because I was gonna.
he did not
I wanted to
like
look that up. I want to look that he even uses tight ends, but you just answered my
he
question.
used them sometimes, but not like he should
Barely.
have. Not like
Very
he
okay.
should have.
Yeah.
And
No, he.
and he's
I think
brought
he
that
had
over
three
to him with the NFL. And I'm like, bro, you got one of the best tight ends in football. You need to be
in
using him.
football.
Komet
I
had
think
2 targets, I think.
Four.
4,
four is four. And what he had the week before? Three,
Zero.
zero.
0.
Oh yeah, zero. Yeah,
This
terrible.
is the most targets he's seen this month.
That man should have 5 targets a game at
This
least.
man should have no less than 5 targets a game.
Five.
He's gonna go from a top 10 contending tight end to 20 because we didn't use him.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, look at
Yep.
DJ's numbers deflating. He's about
Yep.
to get. He's about. I think they said he's on pace
Quarterback
for
was the
like
problem though.
700 yards.
Keenan Allen numbers is
Like that's
significantly
I,
600 yards less than last season for DJ Moore. That's crazy.
uh,
It's
That's
like you
like
got to spread the ball around, man.
I
You got
never seen a
and that
regression like
and
that in my
again, this
life.
is not I'm not piling on Caleb. I'm just saying there's two things you got to do. One, you gotta get tight end involved. Two, you gotta stop picking your guy before the play goes.
Two things are
Because it's
true.
obvious. It's
three, two,
obvious.
Right.
Oh,
clean, and that elite footwork, clean it up
Two
because it ain't
things can
elite.
be true. Shane Waldron's not a good OC. That's definitely true. But number two, Caleb needs to be better at getting his guys involved. He needs to get DJ
absolutely.
involved and involved, Cole Komet involved,
You
and
gotta
he
use
needs
them.
better footwork and mechanics.
You
Both things
gotta
could be
use
true.
them.
People are just afraid to critique Caleb. I'm not, and I will. And I
You
like
have
Caleb. I think
you
he'll be
have to
a
use
real
them.
I think he'll be a really good player for the Bears. I really, really do. But I also think that he doesn't need to be negated from criticism just because I think he's the second coming of Jesus Christ in sneakers. Don't care.
I already know my answer. One,
Depression. That's how I feel.
Blues being fired. I don't even
If I had to choose, you know I'm choosing number one.
Number one. That's for me. That's easy.
Number one. That's not even a question. Number one. Number one. Because
Yep.
the longer I have to see Fluce's good silky sheen hair and beard,
Hmm.
the more I want to punch a TV. Okay. Like I hate seeing that man every week. I tortured myself watching the presser today. Okay.
I ain't watching that bull crap.
I watched it, and I regret every minute of it. Tell you that,
Yeah.
because
He's
that man was
sassy.
standing up
He's so
speaking. That man was standing up there speaking BS for like
Y'all,
5 minutes.
y'all both were very bothered when y'all spoke
I
about the
wasn't
press
bothered. It
conference.
was funny to me. It
Oh, I
was
It's
was.
honestly
funny. It's
fun.
just I
He's
wasted
sassy.
5 minutes
So,
of my
I'm
life.
not telling you. I'm not telling you.
Right? I'm
We're
not
figuring
telling
things
you.
out.
Nope.
Like, bro, what do you?
Like
Are
you're
you? Are
petty,
you
bro.
really
Not
my
doing
professor? Like, you're getting paid millions to act like
This
this,
man acted like a 5-year-old. I'm not
like
telling
a
you.
child.
Ooh.
I
Like
come
this
to
man
things right
acting like
now.
my
We're
six
gonna
year old cousin, bro.
we're gonna figure the things out. I'm
Right.
gonna get the things together. I'm like,
That's what my
how
6-year old cousin would say. I'm
you've
not
been
gonna tell
saying
you.
the same verbiage for weeks.
Yeah.
Man.
How long is it gonna take you to figure it out?
Like
And
you.
I'm sorry. I know it might just be me, but I'm tired of hearing people say we just need to execute better. If I gotta hear that one more time, if you don't miss me with that, stop saying we need to better execute and just show it on the field. How about
Oh,
that?
and I want to say this real quick.
How about you get a coach that the players respect? How about that?
And I want to say this real quick. Arizona and Washington are better than y'all want to give credit to. So y'all need to stop trying to discredit them. We got beat by better teams at the moment. It is what it is. It's fine. Because Arizona dog walked the Jets yesterday. They dog
Arizona
walked.
first in their division.
Washington lost because Pittsburgh scored in the final minute. So it
Hey,
was a game.
hey,
It was a
that
really good
game
game.
was crazy though. I'm not
You had
even
two good
finna pretend.
defenses and you had two good teams going head
People
to
don't
head.
want to
So
give Pittsburgh credit, but Pittsburgh's I would take them over Baltimore. That game's gonna be crazy next week.
man, that's gonna be ridiculous.
Like,
I mean, it's like Pittsburgh has found their mojo again. Arthur Smith finally started calling something whatever damn. Uh, they look good, man. They do.
they
Mike
look
Williams, he helped. He's helped.
Mike
He already.
Williams, bro, bro. Mike Williams been there since Tuesday, and what and only had like one
Mhm.
series, I think, 1 or 2 series that caught the game winning touchdown.
Yeah. So it's gonna be
Like
a good game. Washington,
that's
and I'm not watching Pittsburgh and Baltimore are gonna be a really
Baltimore.
good game.
That's gonna be the game to watch.
That's gonna be a
Lamar's like
game.
1-7 against Pittsburgh, so
Yeah, they got his number
they
bad.
got his number. So and
But
they playing this well right
the
now.
Bears needed this
Cody.
game. They needed this game against New England because they got a gauntlet coming up. They got
Yeah, they
three
do. They got
division
what?
opponents in a row. Green Bay,
Minnesota, and Detroit in the
so
span of 12 days.
yes. So Green Bay,
12
Minnesota
days
at home, and then you got to go on the road to play Detroit on
on
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. National TV.
And guess what?
National TV.
All three teams are better than us right now.
National TV.
So yes,
Okay.
so to go back to what you asked, Jazz, that's why we want Flus fired because if they're gonna go into it with the same guy, it's gonna be a slaughter, in my opinion.
It's going to be a
I
slaughter.
don't want to see that.
Right.
I'd rather see Eric Washington coaching and see us, put up a fight. But
Jazz,
they ain't gonna put up a fight
we about
with
to have a
Flus,
new
man.
OC when we play y'all next week.
Who?
That's how down bad we are right now.
Yeah,
We about to have a new OC, bro.
it's gonna be a tough 3 weeks, y'all. Hey, just get ready. 'Cause,
Like
3 weeks.
like
We
bro,
might not win a
bro,
game.
I'm finna be at that game. I might just wear my
'cause who we
Lions
got
gear,
out the
bro.
Detroit? Who we got out the Detroit? Is it
San Fran,
Seattle.
I thought.
Oh
San?
yeah, so it's three.
At
It's
San
San Fran,
Fran.
then it's
At
San
San
Fran, then it's Seattle. Yeah,
Bro, that is insane.
So
we
we
might
literally
not
go
win a game for the rest of the year.
Bro. Oh my
yeah, probably
god. So
not.
we go to
Cause
San Francisco after that. And so
yeah,
we got Packers, Vikings at home, Lions, 49ers, Vikings all on the road. Then the Lions at home, the Seahawks at home, and end with the Packers. Yeah, we might not win another game.
we might not win another game.
Might not win another game. Because all them teams,
Especially,
that's
especially if our head coach is loose, we're not winning another game. I don't see.
Exactly.
Let me see the Seahawks record this
Four.
year.
You're talking about 4-13. You're talking about a what a 3-game
I
drop
mean,
off
I'm about to say the only win we might can get is the
Seahawks.
is
Seahawks,
Seattle.
and but I can't say that after we just lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, same. Hello.
Because every other
So
team is good. And the
and
49ers just had
and,
McCaffrey
and
back.
ain't little good. They legit good.
They're
Like
not.
they're legit. Like
They're not.
like the Detroit Lions are Super Bowl contenders. Okay,
Bro,
they won a game with Jared Goff throwing 5 picks.
dang, bro, that's
5 picks.
man.
That should
I
never happen.
just saw on basketball real quick. I just saw on Bleacher Report. Chet Holmgren is out 8 to 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got
Pelvis,
a hip injury.
pelvis
He
fracture.
fractured his hip. He landed.
Yeah,
He. I
Mm.
knew that was bad.
Damn, bro, that's terrible. What's up with all these
but
dudes getting injured in basketball, man? What is
Well,
this?
that was freak. He was trying to block somebody midair. Body. He landed right on it.
right, and he landed right
Midair.
on his hip.
I mean,
He
that's
like you
Lonzo.
know. He bounced. That's how bad it was. He bounced
Yeah,
off the ground.
That's
and Ja got like
I got
fouled hard or
yeah.
something.
I heard
And
KD hurt too.
He is.
yeah,
KD's out for a
KD hurt
couple
a
weeks too.
calf. He got a
KD's out
calf
for a
strain.
couple weeks. Zion's out for a couple of weeks. Somebody else is out too. We already know Lonzo is out. He should be evaluated this week, I think.
Yeah,
And
Because
then
apparently
somebody
everything,
else.
every injury just worse than we lead on with the Bulls. So
that's true. But
I'm
yeah,
just,
true. For going from 7-10 to 4-13 is just wild to me. That means
Yo,
you're
you
going
know.
backwards. That means you're going backwards, not forward.
So if we stay with this dude right in the
This
season
team
on
has too
what is
much
it?
talent to be 4-13.
So they were 4-2. If they end the season with an 11-game losing streak, and you talking about bringing this mark back, I'm
Didn't
done
he
watching
have
the
that?
Bears. Man.
Didn't he have that during the 3-14 season? Because we started off
Yes, he
0 and
did.
4.
He did. We
We
10 game losing streak right at the end of the season,
we
wasn't it?
and then we had a 4-game losing streak to start the 2023 season.
Mm-mm-mm.
So that means he had like a 14-game losing streak.
This man is.
I just don't understand how we. I don't see. There's no light at the end of this tunnel right now. I just don't see it.
Yeah,
It's dark.
I don't see. I'm looking at all these games. I'm like, how are we gonna win?
How? As long as
This line
Eberflus
ain't.
is coach,
And I'm not worried about the defense. I'm not so much
I'm
worried
not
about the
either.
defense because I know the defense is gonna come to fight every single game. They might give up a little bit more than they normally would, but I'm not worried about like if we get blown out, it's gonna be like yesterday, like a 19-3 type of game. It's gonna be like we ain't scored nothing on offense and they just put up enough to beat us. I don't think the defense
And
gonna
this
give up
line
40.
ain't getting no more healthier.
Right?
No, it's
Yeah.
not. No, it's not.
Yeah. It's not like it's terrible, man. They
Like
got
Rashawn
Shelton at
Gary,
center.
Rashawn Gary about to have a field day Sunday.
Oh my god, yeah, because Braxton gonna be out and Darnell probably gonna be out again. Karan's still out, so you
You
got
realize Rashawn
Larry.
Gary's licking his chops right now.
So it's Larry Bourne. Who
You
played the other
talking about
side?
Rashawn Gary, bro?
Quay
Everybody been
Walker.
looking. I've been telling y'all, even though our defense is good, they been licking their chops ever since the Houston game. They realize we pussy. I'm just gonna say,
Facts.
everybody knows it.
Facts.
They every everybody has the same game plan against us on offense.
Yes,
In the hounds.
in the
Except the
house.
Jags and the Panthers.
So if you think it, so I think the worst game that we probably may see is the Vikings game because
Oh, they gonna
what's his
blitz the
name?
hell out of
He
us,
like to
bro.
play games. He play games with his blitz, and
Like,
this man bring all 11 to the line
bro,
and then drop out 8.
Brian
Oh my goodness.
Flores.
What you gonna
Brian
do?
Flores got like 11 different blitz packages.
So if
He
Caleb
gonna
is
use
struggling
every
now, what
one.
you think he gonna do when he got 11 guys sitting there looking at him and then 8 of them drop out? He ain't gonna know where to go. He gonna be confused because he
Bro, you
confused
saw
now.
what they did to Mac Jones yesterday. That they were sending 9. They were sending 9 back, get the ball. He already on the ground. Like,
9
whoa.
dudes.
Not whoa, like that, bro. Like he just got the ball. He didn't even have time to set his feet.
That's when you know your defense has bought in completely. When they don't care, they're like, Oh, we sending 9, coach. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
okay, cool,
Ain't nothing gonna
cool.
happen.
Right.
Okay.
They said get that ball snap so we could come for your head.
Who believes us 9? Who sends 9 people on a
Brian
regular ass
Flores.
play?
Brian Flores.
Man, crazy man. He's
Like that
man.
interception Mac threw at the end of the game. Bro, he had about 6 people in his face.
Mm, 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 mm. But that's like
I
yes,
was
yeah,
just like, yo, like, dang,
yeah, they're
Minnesota
doing.
didn't
And
care.
then and a lot of and somebody recognizing even when them bringing 5 or 6 like these teams, they running stunts when they bring them 5 or 6. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you don't know, he don't know what's going on. You see what I'm
That's what
saying?
got that's what got CJ in the second half last night. Detroit started disguising their blitzes. Bro, man was not ready. Man
Man,
was not ready.
I don't see his comment in here. Oh, you know
Who?
why? I know why. Dude, I give you something real
Yeah,
quick, dude.
it
We ain't gonna
is.
be on too much longer. I'll see you something, but we about to get off
Yeah,
in a minute, bro.
it is. I don't know. I don't know. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
I'll let you have your little rant
I
real quick, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know what we gonna do.
You
I
know what,
really don't
man?
know.
We gonna keep moving. I'm actually having a great day, actually. Like
I
I
Of
love
course you
watching this.
are, but
I love
shit.
watching this deteriorate. Why? Because I told people this. I got laughed at and ridiculed when I said this team was winning 7 or 8 games this season. Might
You
not. It
did.
looks like they might
They
not
might
even
not,
get
they
that.
might not even get there, man.
You
Jesus.
did. You got me. You got talked about.
I
Got
don't,
all
I
they ain't
got
scared.
getting
talked
10.
about, chewed out. So I'm enjoying this because
They not
once
I
getting
mean,
10.
I
again,
want like I to me, I said the same thing, but it's just
yep.
hard to. I don't like being right about my whole
I don't.
team. I ain't
Hey,
gonna
Steve-O, you think I want to be right? No, but I've
lie.
followed the Bears long enough to know that this is who they are. This is
I
what they
think
do.
I think for okay, so that's the thing that me and T and at least talk about all the time is in your heart wants to be like, yeah, I'm a Bears fan. You want to be like, yeah, they gonna win 10 games. But then when
Right.
you know football, like y'all three know football more than me. I'm not. I'm cool with that. I don't have no problem with that. But now that I started to learn the game more from y'all, it's like I can't be delusional like that.
You can't even
Exactly.
enjoy football.
Oh no, I can't enjoy
Exactly.
it, bro. Mm.
Like, dude, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to be like, oh yeah. I remember people pulling up the schedule. Oh, I see 13 wins easy. I'm like, I see about 7 or 8.
win. But remember, everybody gave me crap when I said Arizona's gonna be tough at home. I told y'all they
Like,
play better at home.
It
People
was
they
like
tough last year.
it was
they
right.
It
They
was
just
were
had
tough
a
tough
last year.
last year.
they were decimated by injury, but nobody looks at that. Everybody just oh it's Arizona. Okay, keep on.
I was telling people, I'm like, that's a well coached team over there.
Yes,
They
it
Yeah.
is.
believe in they coach.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah,
And
no
and
no no.
Kyler
Yeah.
Murray's fully healthy now too. Cause like when we played Kyler Murray last year, he had just gotten back. So he wasn't
Yeah.
even like 100%. He had just gotten back the week we played him.
Hmm.
So yeah, like
You
oh,
just gotta be able
They
to you
try
gotta
to
be able to look at stuff from a football one-on-one perspective instead of
I
fanning
just
out.
I
Like
didn't.
'cause
That's another thing. I didn't invest energy, and because I didn't invest energy, I'm just enjoying all of this. I'm enjoying people thinking it's the end of the world and everything must go and must burn and die, and I'm just like, I do this to entertain people, but I saw this coming. This isn't a surprise to me. This is the Chicago Bears. This isn't the this isn't the Kansas City Chiefs, the
oh,
Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not who they are.
mhm.
They've been bottom feeders for a reason.
It's a
And
reason that
as long as George McCaskey is the owner of the Chicago Bears, don't expect anything to be different.
it's
And
a
when you
reason
don't
Kansas City
expect
is
that,
9-0. That's all.
right, and when you don't expect that, guess what? You're happier for it. You're just like, okay, cool. Like George McCaskey's the owner of this team. This team will be poverty. It's like the Bulls and Jerry Reinsdorf. Until he sells the team, the Bulls are gonna be trash. That's
Mm.
just period, point blank.
Hopefully he's serious about selling the White Sox. But go ahead,
Uh,
Duke, man. I know you wanted to get on real quick, bro. Go ahead.
See, here's my problem, right? And the reason that I've been trying to come on here for a while, Julius, is because here's my issue with just the whole just Bears, just community, Twitter, all that, right? The narrative after 10 games on Caleb Williams is kind of asinine to me because from my standpoint, I think me, Julius, we've had discussions before Caleb was here
Hmm.
and even after Caleb was here. We know that the problem was the offensive line with
Hmm.
Justin, but we know when the offensive line held up that even still Justin had problems processing the field. We know that there's tape of that. There's there's evidence of all of that, right? But my problem is that you have people on Twitter that will sit up there and say, "Well, we told you so. We told you so," about just the offense stuff like that.
Right.
You couldn't improve the team without getting one a reset of the contract. We all know that that played a factor. We know that regardless of if Justin played well or not. I think Julius, you can sit up there and say that Justin was not worth 30 to 40 million dollars a year. He wasn't. And even if he went, even if the Pittsburgh Steelers don't bring him back, he's not going to get that on the open market. He's not. He's going to get like a Sam Darnold type deal that he got from the Vikings,
You
right?
don't think he's gonna get 10 million?
How much is
He
Sam
got
Darnold get from
10 million.
Yeah, I'm saying he's going to get a Sam Darnold. He's going to get a 1 year prove it deal. I think he's
He
going to get
might
him.
get more though. He might get more.
Yeah,
He could get more off his name on the in the agent that he
and the
has.
fact that he led Steelers to 4-2. Yeah, he'll get
And
more than that.
Okay,
The Steelers have been secretly they've been talking about giving him an extension already. So
right.
Yeah,
it's people in the
So
know this, but it ain't public. But
right. It
right.
ain't
So
public.
in the standpoint of so imagine that, Julius. So think about it. We just said that if the Steelers agree to a contract extension with him, it's not going to be a it's not going to be a big contract. It's going to be along the lines of maybe 3 years,
maybe
maybe
yeah,
3 years 40, 3 years 40, 3 years 30, something like that. It's going to be something small.
yeah.
But do you think that he would have agreed to the extension with us if we? So say for example, we would have took the Hall,
Hmm.
right? We took the Hall. We would have passed on Caleb. We would have passed on DJ. I mean, I'm sorry, CJ, Jaden, Bo, and whatever. Yes. How much would you be requested if you're Justin Fields?
Well, it depends on how the season right now. Like, where would we be
So
sitting at?
so let's just say he let's just say he was 4-1, right? He was
Hmm.
4-1. But how much do you think he would have asked for?
I mean, the thing is Justin loves football, so I don't think for him he loves football. He loves Chicago, so I think for him, yes, he wants to be compensated rightfully so, but he's also understands that hey, there's a bigger there's a bigger mission at hand. So I can't be like, yeah, I want 50 million a year. Well, look at the Giants. Like, so I don't think that his agent is really smart. I don't think his agent would have asked for 50 million a year like Daniel Jones is damn near getting. I think they would ask for like 20, 25 million, which is a bargain for him. You got 25 million for 3 years for Justin, and he's starting quarterback, and y'all winning. That's a
But
bargain.
but think about this, Julius. Well, I want you to think about this. I don't have to pay Caleb Williams a dime until year 4, year 5, and I can use
Yeah.
that to 25 to 30. And Steve, we just had this conversation a couple of days ago about you want to get the quarterback. You want to make sure that you have the quarterback right first before you
Right.
address other needs because the quarterback is the most important position in football. It doesn't matter.
No, it's not.
But I
I,
mean,
No, it's
but
not.
this,
but
can
look,
I just say
yeah,
this
go
though?
ahead, Steve.
My thing is with that situation, when you go that route, the risk of mentally fucking your quarterback is very high
Mm-hmm.
because you're not
Yep.
Absolutely.
building, and that's my whole point. I rather get the infrastructure in, and then if I'm at the right place to pick my quarterback, then I do that.
Yeah.
But picking your quarterback and doing that with a history of this organization showing that we don't know how to get the proper people in, we don't know how to build around it properly. I'm not live giving my organization that choice of possibly messing up my quarterback again,
Right.
which it look like we're going down the same avenue again.
Okay.
And
Okay, but
that's
Steve, here's my counter to that though. So you say that, right? You want to build the infrastructure and all that, right?
hmm
But here's my counter argument. There's never gonna be a time, and I think we all can agree to this on the show. there's probably never going to be another time that the Bears pick number one unless they're absolutely horrible.
I mean, the
Correct.
way this
But I mean,
season's going, we might be. The
but I mean, but how
hell?
many?
What?
But okay, so I can ask, how many number one quarterbacks have went on to be Super Bowl champions?
With the team that drafted him.
With the team
Yes.
with the team that
I keep
I
thinking
can't.
y'all keep thinking these guys are just
It's
going to
Peyton Manning,
be
just so you
like
know.
they're not going to just be Superman and figure
That's what
it
I'm
out.
saying.
You
So
have to build that first. It
Yeah.
don't matter how good they are because they're never going to be as good as they can be if you don't build around them. So all that goes none and void. Don't matter. You
but
need
I'm
to build the right thing and
but
structure
but
first.
again but again, Steve, at the same time as a GM, I'm looking at it from an aspect like, damn, I'm never gonna pick number one again, more than likely. Two, there's never
Yeah.
I don't care.
in
I
the
don't
net.
care about all that though.
I
I
mean,
really don't.
but
Yeah,
but what
eventually
is
you got.
Wait,
but what
hold
does
on.
number
With
one
that,
get you though?
hold
What
on.
does
With
picking
that
number one get you
logic,
though?
Brad Holmes should have never traded for Jared Goff. He should have just took a quarterback number
But
seven
hold on, hold on, Elise.
instead of taking Panay Sewell. Hell,
But you know
to
what?
hell with
There
that.
were Elise. But again, if you before in that draft, wasn't that the Kenny? Was that wasn't was that
No,
no, what draft
2021. That was
in
Trevor Lawrence,
2020?
Zach Wilson, Justin
Right.
Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones. So no, that was not that draft.
So in that, and I want to say it. So it was that draft, and then I believe the next year was Kenny Pickett's in them draft, correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
In that draft, they were saying there were reports. There were, and I think that was Hendon Hooker, correct? Hendon Hooker was in that draft, correct?
yes.
Hmm.
There were discussions, at least there were discussions about Hendon Hooker eventually taking over the reins for Jared Goff before Jared Goff eventually doing before is doing the last 2 years.
Yeah,
So
but Hendon
Hendon,
Hooker's not number one pick though.
but I'm saying they were going to take they took the quarterback essentially to say that Jared Goff was going to eventually
They
kind of
needed a back.
right.
They also needed a
They didn't have no
backup
backups.
quarterback.
Their
They didn't have
backup
a
was
backup
trash.
quarterback.
Yeah. But the
Their
thing
backup was
about it
trash.
is, like, and I get, and Steve, I promise you, I get where you're coming from, and I get it.
And then Brad Holmes' first year, they didn't have a quarterback at all until they traded for Jared Goff.
Hmm.
Right.
So
Well, they traded Matthew Stafford for
that's what I'm
Jared
saying.
Goff, so
By that
they technically had to
logic,
cut it.
they
Yeah,
should have just said, "Skip it. We're not taking a retread, and we should just take our own guy number one because we'll never
they
have
could
that chance
have,
again."
they could have.
Who?
They
But
Man,
see,
Jared,
oh,
they
you saying
but
didn't.
I think,
They didn't, and it worked out just fine for them, didn't it?
right, but I think Jared Goff, but we all know Jared Goff was done wrong, and we all knew Jared Goff was done
But
wrong
that's
in
my
L.A.
point.
absolutely.
And that's the
Some
whole point
people
of this whole thing.
But
It's
exactly.
a
Some
they made
cycle. That's
they made
why
this,
20. That's what I'm
but they
saying.
made
That's
the
why
Super
the
Bowl
cycle
though.
of. But my point is, that's why the cycle of these quarterbacks around the same age, they're all doing the same exact thing. It's the
Yeah.
same formula.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
formula not
yep.
working.
But we all knew that the cycle should have been broken going into
I'm
like
not talking
decade
about
way.
that
Yeah.
cycle. I'm not
Oh,
talking. I'm
well,
talking
Yeah,
about the
but I'm
cycle.
saying,
You
but you,
you know, hold on. He think I'm talking about the cycle of the get a quarterback to mirror with. No, the cycle is the putting the onus on these quarterbacks too fucking much. That's the
Tom Brady
cycle.
said
but
the
if you ain't
same.
got time, but see, but if you ain't got, sometimes you just ain't got it, bro. Like for example,
And I get it, but
in
sometimes you
Indianapolis.
can have it, and because your team ain't built right, and you don't have the
Okay,
right,
what about
pieces,
okay? So what
you're
about
never
Indianapolis?
going to be that guy.
Okay, what about in Indianapolis? Indianapolis got a good offensive line. They got a good offensive line. They got Michael Pittman. They got Josh
Yet,
And once
Downs.
yet
again,
they're 2 games below 500 with the last 2 games Joe
But I'm
Flacco has
just
played.
saying this. But Anthony Richardson has the worst. I think he has the worst completion percentage in the league.
I wouldn't
Okay,
have started him.
So
right?
you would have sat him like he's
Yeah.
doing now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would have
Yeah.
sat him. Would you have sat Zach Wilson too?
Yeah.
yes.
yeah.
They
So
should have
you would
never
have.
played him.
I
But
would have sat every quarterback that's under the age
Yeah.
of 25. What do you?
no,
Yeah, that's my cycle.
I
That's the
agree.
cycle I'm talking about.
Right, and I agree. But at the same time, I wouldn't have started. I wouldn't have started Tyson Bagent the entire year from the Bears. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Just like
I
in
mean,
in,
no,
in
because that's a different
what
situation.
what would you? So would you? If you were the Commanders,
I
would
would
you
have
have
signed
started Margaret?
someone. There were
You would have
free
started.
agents out there.
So you would have started Marcus Mariota if you're the Commanders.
I would have
No,
started
I
Ryan
would have went out
Tannehill.
there and
Yes, I
got that
would have.
deal for Sam Darnold, just like
Yep.
the
But
Vikings did.
okay, but okay. So we talking
Yep.
about
Yes, I
Washington,
would
but
have.
so this is what Washington did, right? So we just talked about this earlier. Washington it said, all right, we gonna go with Jaden Daniels because he's clearly better than Mariota, but we gonna keep him on one. We not gonna go to 201, 301, 401 like the Bears decided to do with Caleb Williams. So guess what? Washington's like, hey, if you can't stop our playbook one, we don't need to change for what? They not asking him to do way more, too much because he ain't ready to do that yet. But no, the Bears decided, hey, Caleb Williams,
We have the number
great.
one pick.
Yeah, all
We
this
got
other
all the
great stuff.
players. We gonna
But
have a. We need our first
Bro,
4,000-yard passer.
they
they put Caleb Williams at level 4, and he needs to be at level 1.
right,
Level
and
one,
then,
bro.
but then
Crazy.
again, but Julius, and I'm gonna say this from the aspect. The reason that I believe they put him at level 4 is because they want him kind of ahead of the curve of what.
That's the
Because think about it,
problem.
That's the
Ain't
problem.
That's
He's
the
not ready for
problem.
right,
That's
level
my
and
four.
it's a
whole
pro,
issue.
He's
it's a
not ready
problem.
for that.
He's not ready. But then again, I'd much rather him go through it now and then next year come back and be like, all right, I didn't seen all this. Because
But
again,
I
I get
told you, I
But here's
told
the
you that
thing, though,
last
right?
year. But hold on, I told y'all that shit. That logic right there. You rather go. We cannot afford that right now. This
No, we
defense
can't.
ain't getting no younger.
yes, bro. That's the
I've
problem.
been trying
because
to
I
tell
because
y'all,
I should have.
y'all the matching up of getting a rookie quarterback with this defense didn't make sense. I tried to tell people that, but
Yeah,
Yep.
no,
yeah. And then another thing is, and my problem is that I've mentioned this amongst many times. See, you heard me say this. Watching Matt Eberflus and Caleb talk one on one, Eberflus don't know offense. So how can they sit there and break down tape and break down this, and Eberflus doesn't know, like, watching them talk is awkward. It's very awkward. And
But
then Waldron and Caleb,
they
it's
don't even sit
awkward
next to
too.
each other.
They
but
don't sit
again,
next to each other.
so we just answered all the questions. Why did they keep Matt Eberflus? Okay, so you want to reset the rookie clock, right? Fine, whatever. That's what you want to do. Fine. You should have got rid of Matt Eberflus,
Exactly
but you
and this was
didn't.
been my point since day one. If you're going to take a rookie quarterback, fine, go ahead. I'm not going to
Yeah,
stop you. But Matt Eberflus needs to go if that's the
he
decision
gotta
you're
go,
making.
man. He gotta go, and
But
they
you
didn't
chose
do
not
that.
to do that. And so now you're in a situation where Matt Eberflus and Shea Waldron are both in over their heads
You in
like
a
they've
pickle
always
now.
been from day
Yeah,
one. You probably are going to fire them at the end of the year. And then you're
Hmm.
asking Caleb Williams to learn a new system before he even has his second year in the league.
Exactly.
And so then you have to put him back at level 1 again. So
and
yeah,
that
We
Hmm.
and
was
it's
trying
it
to, we
sounds
was trying
it's
to avoid that.
right.
yeah,
So
We
it
was trying
sounds
to
nice to
avoid
put
Yeah.
that.
him at. It sounds nice to put him
And
at
I
level
and,
four
and to
in
be
all this
honest,
mess, right? It sounds nice to put him at level 4 when he really needs to be at level 1. But then you're gonna put him at level 4, and then next year you have to put him back at level 1 because he's learning a new system with new
and
coaches.
then
This
and
is
exactly.
then another
ridiculous.
thing, they should have fired Eberflus this morning. They should have just did it. They should have just ripped the
Yeah.
band-aid.
Yep.
And
Yeah, they
and
should
now
have.
they're gonna go out there against Green Bay and they're gonna get embarrassed, and then they're gonna either fire him after the Green Bay game and give the reins to Tim Hightower, or they're gonna keep him. Then they're just gonna keep getting embarrassed and keep getting embarrassed and keep getting embarrassed, and then now you run the risk of, okay, is Ryan Poles staying? Because again, now if Ryan Poles doesn't say, what motherfucker gonna come in? Because every time you hire and fire someone that's not my guy, I'm never gonna sit up there. I'm gonna always be like, let me get my person first before I move on. Because like, you're not gonna let me not draft my guy and
And that's
fire me.
then that logic needs to be retired because it's stupid as hell. But yet
Right.
people keep doing it because they're scared to break the mold, right? And again,
Hmm.
nothing. We're not saying okay, draft Caleb, fine, or kept Justin, fine. But there was positives to both. But when you mess it up on both ends,
Hmm.
they messed up the Justin trade. We can all attest to this. They did.
They
And
should have just did it in January. They should
bro,
have just abandoned
Exactly.
on
again,
January.
They
Exactly.
messed
he
Exactly.
messed
and
up the
that,
whole process, bro.
yeah.
That is the problem.
Yep.
That's what we are saying.
That's what we're
The
saying.
process is broken, regardless. And again, we're not saying we wanted Justin over Caleb. We're just saying if you kept Justin, this is what you could have done. If you got Caleb, this is what you should
It
have done.
was
And you
b-
did
the,
neither.
yeah.
Right, you
Like that's
didn't
what I was
either.
trying to say. The risk versus the reward for keeping Justin, the reward was way more higher than what
Yes,
the
man.
risk was so much higher on this side. But people would just well, you just sometimes you just need to go get your guy. I told y'all I don't gamble. I keep all the money I got. I don't believe in that
Huh?
bullshit. I'm logical. In logical franchises, people that think ahead, people that don't gamble, things that think ahead. That's who the
Well,
Patriots
at,
win thinking logically. They didn't gamble.
Yeah.
well, let me ask you this, Steve-O, and again, I can attest to this. Do you think that the Patriots should have kept Mac Jones?
Mm,
I feel like that whole situation was managed
Messed up.
wrong to begin
mismanaged
with.
it.
Yeah.
They mismanaged it.
Okay, what
They
about the
needed a
49ers,
Because
dude?
I think the thing what happened with them that management started messing up because Jimmy Garoppolo was supposed to be the successor, but when that all messed up, that's when the whole thing with Bill and everything. That's when that thing started going to shit.
And
That's why
do you think that the 49ers should have kept Trey Lance?
I don't think they should have drafted Trey Lance.
Yeah, they should never drafted him.
Right.
But do I think they
They
should have kept him? I
but
think they should have kept him. I think they
you
did
know,
it
but you
wrong.
know
Yeah,
why they
they
took the
should have kept him.
swing. But you know why they took their swing, and
Yeah,
like
I
you
know
just
why, and I disagree with
right.
that.
But
And
again, did Trey Lance ever really get an opportunity? Because he got
He,
hurt his third game of the season, right? Third or second?
yeah, second or
Yeah.
Third game
third.
of the season, or whatever it was. And then he came back, but when he came back, Purdy was already
Right.
the
Purdy
guy.
was going
So
out.
you
So
can't just
right.
throw Trey Lance and then to throw off the rhythm. The offense is built a rhythm with Trey Lance. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
with Purdy.
You know
So
what
you
I'm saying?
can't throw Trey Lance in there. So Trey should have set. But what they should have
Right.
did was been honest with Trey Lance, just like Pittsburgh should have been honest with Kenny Pickett. So
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Pittsburgh messed up too. That's not get it twisted now.
Right.
Pittsburgh
That's
did Kenny
facts.
Pickett wrong as hell.
Yes, they
You know
did.
what I'm saying? And see, there's a thing about this whole Russell Wilson Justin Fields thing that people don't understand. Justin was
They're
never supposed to
right.
start this year. He
And
was
they told him
never
that up
supposed to
front.
start. He
They
knew
told
this.
him that up front, though.
And
That's the thing people don't understand.
this
They
isn't
told him
just
up
us
That's
front.
why
saying
he's
this.
so cool with it.
Yep.
If you ever
That,
pay attention,
that's why he's
They
cool with it.
people
People
know
don't
people,
understand.
right?
Yep.
Elise
They.
and Steve-O know people. They know
Mm-hmm.
this. This ain't just some shit that we just saying. They
Like
know
they
people.
told him up front that he was going to back up Russell Wilson. They want him to
Yeah,
learn
he
from
knew
Russell
this.
Wilson, fix his
Mhm.
mechanics, all this other stuff, right? That's what they told him the minute they traded for him. They called him, and that's what they told him was going to happen. The
Mhm.
only reason he played was because Russ hurt his calf. That was
Yeah.
it. So when they switched back to Russ, it wasn't a surprise because that was the plan all along. He never
He
got benched like people claimed he did. Oh, he got benched.
and
No, he didn't because he was never the
Justin is the
starter to
future.
begin with.
And
He wasn't the
Justin's the
and
starter.
that's
future.
the
He was the
thing. They
backup.
realize the thing with them. What great franchises realize, they realize Justin have his flaws, so
Right.
they're trying to teach him out of it.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing I was trying to tell with if you gonna draft Caleb, you better make sure you got the right infrastructure and the right
Yep.
coaching because there's things they're gonna have to coach him out of, or there's some things you gonna put him in a situation of that now he's gonna start seeing ghosts that you ain't gonna be able to
Yep.
coach him out of.
Well, I'm glad Duke was able to come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We've been on for an hour and a half. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I got to get back to it, and I know y'all do too. Again, man, happy Veterans Day to all the vets, man. We appreciate
So
Steve-O
Oh,
always. You know,
show.
you like if Steve-O didn't have to work, I would ask him to come on all the time. But I know he the man got he got to make a living. So we
He got to get
appreciate you
that
when you
bread,
have
bro.
time. You know what
nah,
I'm saying?
for
So
real.
he family. Like he's like we all family. Like we all talk all the time. Honestly, we don't talk as much as we used to, but we do talk, and it's just like.
That's
But
because
I'll
we be
enjoy
family
having
oriented.
yeah, I enjoy having these conversations because it's not just about football. I mean, it's not just about football. We talk about family, all this type of things. So
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for those who turn in, who've been tuning in, who support us, like and subscribe. Steve O, he also be on Chicago Bears Central.
Yeah, shit.
Yep, he be on there with them guys, man. So show them some love, support. They got great content as well, and they really be on it. And yeah, man, we're gonna see, man. I don't know.
Packers week, but I'm not
Packers
even
week.
excited for it.
We ain't
So,
gonna talk about it because,
bro,
what
because
are
we
we gonna
know
talk
what's
about?
gonna
Ain't nothing to
happen.
talk about.
We know
What
there's
we gonna talk
nothing to
about?
talk about.
Yep.
The heck.
So yeah,
Anyway,
I mean,
before I start screaming.
as Bears fans, we all would love for them to beat the Packers, but it's
Let's
People who
be real.
understand football,
Eh,
I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Just don't get blown out. That's where I'm at.
Yes, do not get blown out,
Just
please.
don't just don't get
We,
blown
we
out.
scored at least. We scored
What?
3 points yesterday.
Hey, I'm trying to give somebody a slither of hope out here.
Oh,
Bro, we
do not get blown out. Do not let Jair
Okay,
Alexander
clog
get any
look,
arteries.
how
interception.
about this? How
Please,
about this,
please, please.
Steve-O? Don't get a shutout. How about that?
Yes, don't get shut out.
Don't get a
I
shutout.
will believe if Flus was fired, I will believe it.
Yeah, true. I'm with you on that.
I tell you
Believe
like
me.
this: if Flus gets fired, then we'll do a quick little show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If not, then it is what it is. Other than that, we'll see y'all next Monday. And always, yeah.
we'll see
Y'all
y'all
have a
next
good
time.
week, man. We
Man, go
appreciate it.
meditate, go touch some grass, cause y'all gonna need it. Cause I
Right,
Hey,
know
for
I
hey,
real.
Thanksgiving coming up in 2.5 weeks. Hey,
I'll have
get ready
my
for that.
my hopefully in time. It'll be either Monday or before that will be my last show before my surgery. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
y'all
So
be
yeah.
blessed.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, if that's our last show, we'll do that for a little while. I'm not coming here without my teammates. So
No, I'll be on. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, we're gonna make sure it's
we'll
good.
see what
Had
happens.
15-minute shows on my mama.
If I'm still like blurry and seeing like four people at a time, I'm gonna be like, yo.
Oh yeah, and plus it's getting close to that time where y'all, especially y'all two, can go on and start telling people who they should be looking for in the draft next year. Because I know y'all
Oh
got
yeah,
your eyes on. I
draft
know
season,
y'all do.
bro.
So, yeah,
Bro,
we gonna
I
I've
ain't
hold
gonna
off
already
on
lie.
that.
started. I
I ain't
already
gonna
got a
lie.
list.
I ain't been looking at just because Oregon been doing
Hey,
well, so I'm just
I
enjoying
already
it
got a
for the
list.
time being. So
Dylan
yeah,
they
Gabriel,
go,
2026.
and they gonna be number one.
Heck
They number one
no.
now. Are they number one yet? Are they number
Yeah, we
one now?
number one.
Yeah, they're number one. Dylan Gabriel, 2025.
Oh no.
Mm,
Oh no.
mm.
Just play it.
Hey, hey, for all those that was hating on Colorado, look at them now. Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's
I
stupid.
told them give them a couple years. I told them give them a couple
Good
years.
for
They still,
Shadura, man.
yeah.
Good for
I
Shadura.
still need to say,
Shadura about to end up in Vegas, yo.
Hey, let me tell you something right now. If you ain't watched Colorado and you think that's a fluke, you ain't watched their games, bro.
Shadura
Watch
about to
their
be in
game.
Vegas with Tom
they
Brady,
ran the
bro.
score up.
Bookmark it.
You can't say that was a fluke. They ran the score up.
Watch their second half against Texas Tech. They ran them
Yeah,
boys out
they
the
ran the
state.
score up, bro, and they should. Like I said,
They
Shadura
still
about
need
to
they
end up
still
with
need
Tom
some
Brady in Las
Caucasian on that
Vegas.
line though. I will say that though.
They do.
hmm
They do. And Miami, last point,
Miami
Miami,
got exposed. Frauds.
they
I
well,
knew
no,
I
that was
mean,
coming.
I ain't gonna say Miami got exposed.
I feel like for the last few weeks they not even that all year they've been skipping by low key.
Exactly. They've been skating.
Camp I think people realize now. Oh, we could go get out the camp now. Now they realize that. I'm like, because I
Miami's
remember
problem is their defense has been
Their
their problem
defense
it's
all
is
year.
terrible,
bad.
That's their
Their
problem.
terrible,
defense is
and they O
atrocious.
line ain't really like that either.
But it
No,
ain't
it's
too
not.
many teams that can keep up with them, and that's the problem. If their offense is not having a great day, you stand a chance. But you can score on their defense, but you better hope their offense don't
I
come to
mean,
play.
Cam
If
had
they do, you gonna
400
get
yards on
blown out.
Saturday. Cam had
But
like
They
400 yards.
but they still
they just
struggle though.
you know what's crazy? They just a little bit better Colorado if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. And I think we talked about this last week. Miami can win it because most people can't stick with them. Most people can't score with them.
They can have a shootout. Yeah,
Yeah, they can
Right.
have a shootout. Most of these teams is Oregon, Ohio State, Miami, and who else? And Colorado. Them teams can all put up 50 when they want to. Their
They're
defense is the problem,
they're
and the best defense is Oregon and Ohio State, and Oregon already beat
Miami's
Ohio
best
State.
receiver, Respirito.
which is
Yeah, good
crazy. We
dog.
don't normally got that.
Right.
Right. So
That's why like, I go like this year I don't believe it. Even though they good, I don't believe it. I'm not falling for it.
it's gonna be
I'm not.
interesting.
I don't think anyone in the Big Ten's that good, to be honest. I think IU is a fraud.
Yeah,
I do.
fraud. Yeah, I do too.
They
But
should have
Oregon's
lost to
good.
Michigan. I'm so serious. If Michigan had better quarterback play, Michigan would have won that game.
Yeah,
Period.
we're not talking about Michigan. Please.
But we ain't talking about that right now. The point is,
I
IU
don't
are
know.
fraud too. I think
I think
IU's
we
gonna
good.
lose to Ohio State.
No, I think Oregon is really good. That's why I named them 4 teams. I
Yeah,
think
I
them
think we
Oregon's
four good
good.
Oregon's
teams.
solid. Oregon's definitely the best team of the Big Ten.
I think
That's
they're the
not
four
even
best.
close.
Then the
Which
four
is
That's not
weird.
even
teams.
close.
I did not expect this. Like, because the thing was like we usually get gashed. Like we don't
Dan
usually
Lanning a
have an O line
Dan
for
Lanning
real.
a goat though.
Tell me he don't remind you of Dan Campbell.
He do. He do.
Yeah, I
He's
don't,
like he
Georgia,
remind me just of Dan Campbell. He's like the
Georgia's done.
kid version.
He
Georgia's done.
yeah, he the kid version.
Ooh, Georgia,
Georgia, no,
yeah, that
they
one
done.
good. That one
But
good.
we told
But
y'all.
I
Bro,
try to tell people he
Carson Beck
sucked.
fraud
We
alert.
told y'all
Fraud
He
Carson
alert.
Beck was
sucked.
trash.
I
Fraud alert.
never I
Trash,
do game one. I'm like, Carson ain't he ain't that's Tyson Bagent out there.
bro.
Basically.
Sorry, sucks. But anyway, yeah, we finna go on this rant. But yeah, yeah, we appreciate y'all, and we will holler at y'all next week, man. Peace out.
See ya.